Hey everybody, this is Joe, and I get some comments from time to time about how to search for kanji, how to search for words. So I thought I'll just let everybody know what I do when I'm just reading and not on a computer. How do I find, how to read words, or how do I find out what a kanji means? So I basically only use this one app here, Shirabe Jisho. And Shirabe Jisho is pretty much the same thing as jisho.org. But anyway, I use this app mostly because I just find it really user friendly. So if I want to search for something, if I want to search for, jisho as in dictionary, I can just type it in Romaji down here, jisho, choose the kanji on my phone, nice and easy. And then here it is. There has some example sentences if they exist. You can click on a kanji to see how to write it correctly. It gives you the readings. If we choose another word really quick, let's just do kaku. Why is kaku as in right all the way down here? Anyway, if we just go to kaku, it also just shows you all the conjugations just right there. So we have the present, past, te form, all of this very useful in case you need a quick refresher. And the thing I use most when I don't know how to read a kanji is this writing feature down here. And it's just got a little scratch pad. And I found this to be the best one on iPhone. I've tried other apps and other websites before, but sometimes they time out while you're writing. So if I was just taking a long time and I was like, what do I do next? It would just time out and say, oh, this is the kanji I'm searching for. And I hated that because, maybe I wanted to do this, or maybe I wanted to do this. I need time to think. And then some of these apps are just oh, well, I guess that's what you search for. And like you just saw there, if you make a mistake, you can just undo, which is super helpful. I really like that. You can just delete one from there. And as well, you can be kind of pretty sloppy with your writing and for the most part ignore stroke order, and it will still find you what you want most of the time. So for example, if I'm looking at a book and I'm not really even looking at my phone and I just want to kind of type some characters that I can see in, usually it will find you what you want. So there's that one there, there's that one there. But yeah, anyway, I did it again because I tried to draw a circle and it broke. But this looks nothing like the kanji. This looks like Korean, or it looks like a child's drawing, but the app still knows this is what I want, right? And I really like that because, sometimes I like writing Japanese by hand. I think it's quite therapeutic. I think it's quite relaxing. It can be good practice. But when I'm reading something and I want to know what a word means right now, and I don't know how to say it, I don't know how to search for it, so I have to copy it from a book, I need speed. And this app really lets me do that. And if you find a word and you say, okay, Iwakan, maybe this is a new word. I read this word in the news article or in the book I was reading, so therefore it's a word that I probably should know. I used to just hit the star and it adds it to a word list. So you can make word lists. I used to do that, but now I just have one called searched words where I put everything. And sometimes on another day, if you're on the train or if you're on the toilet, you can just go into your search words and just, have a look at them. Just see, what have I seen recently? What words do I remember? Which words have I forgotten? And I just like to have that kind of bank of words. These are words that I don't know and should know, or these are words that I have read that I think are useful to know. Or sometimes just these are words that are so rare, I want to have a record of them because I might never see it again. So you can write hiragana in the same way. I found that hiragana is a bit hit and miss with the characters. Sometimes it doesn't give you exactly the one you want, but for the most part, it's not bad. I think you can do multiple kanji in the same search, and it will search for both of them. There we go, otona. So yeah, overall, I really rate this app. I use it like every day for hours a day, probably if I'm reading or playing a game or something. If I look for something and it's not in here, or it is here but it's a really generic meaning. So I guess we could take a word just like urusai, right? I mean, we've heard this word before, but if you search it in the dictionary, you kind of get this definition: noisy, loud. Yeah, there's a couple of others, but let's say you just got noisy, loud. There's lots of things that can be noisy and loud. How is this different from like sozoshi? Noisy, loud, right? It's by definition pretty much the same word. In that case, what I'll do is I'll go to a Japanese dictionary and I'll have a look. Sozoshi. Click it here. It's got a pronunciation as well.
想像しい
It's nice to hear someone that's not me say words properly. So it's just saying something that breaks the silence. It could be a sound of a thing. It could be a voice. It disrupts the peace. Something that you can't like stay calm, right? So okay, that's fair enough. And then if we search here for urusai, we got here some different ones. We'll do the urusai. Again, should we have a listen?
うるさい
So here we've got like it's an unpleasant noise. It's kind of annoying, right? So these two words are similar, but sozoshi has the nuance of like it's disrupting the peace. It's a loud noise. It could be a thing. It could be a human. Whereas this urusai is something that's just annoying. It's an annoying noise. It's an unpleasant noise. So here you can see like there's a tiny difference, right? And from using the Japanese dictionary, sometimes these differences are easier to notice. Whereas if you just use the Japanese to English dictionary, sometimes you lose that nuance. I think with this shirabe jisho, it gives you most different types of definitions, and it's usually got some examples and you can see how it's used. So again, it's not a bad resource, but there are a few times when I find a word and the English translation is very simple, and I just think, how is this word different from this one or this one with seemingly the same meaning? That's when I use the Japanese dictionary. I know people swear by Japanese dictionaries, and I think there's a big learning curve. For me, when I'm, usually I'm reading something for a purpose. I'm reading something for enjoyment, and I want to know what a word means quick. I want to know a rough idea of what that word means, so I can then like solidify its meaning through the context of the story. So the actual 100% accurate definition, I don't care that much for. So a quick look in Shirabe Jisho. Okay, this is kind of what it means. Carry on reading. That's what I like. So yeah, this one is the Shinmeikai Gokugo dictionary. I use it sometimes. I think it's a paid one actually, but I kind of like the interface. It's pretty clean. I like that you can kind of click other words and it will just take you to that page. I'm trying to do it in front of my mic. So yeah, there you go. You can just kind of highlight a word and you kind of go down this rabbit hole of searching, I guess. Because that happens again. If you try and use the J2J dictionary, in the definition, sometimes, well, I don't know this word, but I don't know these words in the definition. So you have to search, well, what do these words mean? And this just makes it pretty easy, right? You can just go down like this. Doesn't always get it right. Need to get that extra I in there. There we go. And then if you go, okay, now I understand this, you can go back through all of your searches to get to the original word. So it's quite a good one. I don't know if it's worth the money, but these are the two that I use for, 99% of all of my Japanese needs. I don't know if Shirabe Jisho is available on Android, but for iPhone users, which is like everyone in Japan, it's very good. So hopefully this helps some of you.